Hi, this video we're going to look at the Securi Site Check malware scanner. Now that's a plugin we've installed previously or in a previous video. There's no configuration options for this, but there is no automation either, unlike the previous plugin we talked about, WordFence, which automatically runs the scans. You have to manually run the scans for Securi. Now I've made that easy by being able to implement that as a mass control from the drop-down menu here, and we'll just find the one Securi Site Check Scan. It's the only option on the list, and I say it's very straightforward. I've got these three still selected, so I'll just run that, and it will literally go off and run a scan for each of those blogs. Now you'll see here that it comes back and tells us, in this case, no malware was identified. The site was not blacklisted. If there are any issues, it will come back and tell you what those issues are. But in either case, you will find that there's a click here for full details link next to it. So if we've got a problem, obviously you want to go and look at it in more detail. Again, these scans are done externally by this Securi-Scan company. So let's just go and look at an actual scan. So we're going to click here for the full details, and it will take us off back to their own site now. And we can see what's going on. So we can see the kind of information that we get. We can see whether it's blacklisted, whether it's had any malware in it, malicious scripts, etc., etc., etc. We've also got some other details. We've got website details, not really interested in this, but it's also the blacklisting status. So if it is blacklisted, you can come over here and kind of link to it. And if you've got a blacklist, you can actually go and find out which site has blacklisted you and get those blacklists lifted. You need to do that via your ISP. So if you've got any blacklisting, you need to contact your own host and give them the information that you get from here, and they will get that lifted for you. Now, the important thing to remember about this Securi Site Check scan, it is a kind of user end scan or a front end scan. So it looks at the website as a website and scans it. Now, if you imagine how WordPress works, but it's PHP based, that means that the files in the background aren't the actual pages that are displayed. They're merely a set of code that explains how the pages should be created. So every time a WordPress page is created, displayed, it's actually created from another bunch of files. It's not actually a file that exists in the background. So that's why this is a kind of front-end scan, so it looks at the actual website itself. In other words, what you would see, the HTML that's displayed in the browser, this is what this checks. The WordFence one that we looked at previously checks the actual PHP files in the background and not the HTML files that we're looking at now. So that's a distinct difference. These are two different scans. And also worth noting that this scan, I said, could be cached. So it's worth going down to the bottom here and you'll see a rescan. And you can actually rescan and it will do a real-time scan now. So this will be more up to date. Again, if you think you may be problems, then this is worth going in and doing a rescan to see what's going on. Now, I won't guarantee that it will find every problem and every fault. The company that supply the scans don't guarantee that, but it's another good indication to check the overall health of what's going on with your sites. And with that done, you've now got a freshly scanned site. And you can actually check the list of URL scanned, and you'll see what I mean now. If we look now, these are the actual HTML pages, so these are the actual home page, etc., etc. And these aren't pages that you will find when you look at the back end of WordPress. You'll see a bunch of PHP files that create these pages. And that's why it's important to do a back end scan and a front end scan. Okay, that covers Securi. I'll see you in the next video.